Hey guys, it's Chloe, and today I'm here with a very special book talk. I have not done a book talk in probably a few months now, but I'm super excited about this one because today I'm going to be talking about Winter by Marissa Meyer, the conclusion to the Lunar Chronicles, one of my top 2 favorite series ever. So I did not write any notes for this video, nothing. I finished the book last night, so I'm just going to go off of memory and wing it. Like I do with most of my book talks, but still, I took no notes while reading this book, so I figured I have enough passion for this series to be able to talk about this 824-paged book. So I'm going to talk for about a minute, non-spoilery things about this book, which is not a lot because it is a sequel, B, the last book in a series, so it's really hard for me to talk non-spoilery. Okay, there's really only one way I can say this in a non-spoilery way before I actually go into spoilers, and that is Cinder is trying to start a revolution. It's like the Hunger Games of the future. Well, the Hunger Games is in the future. It's like the Hunger Games of the sci-fi world. That's basically all I can say to sum up this book without giving away spoilers. It's really, really hard. So do me a favor, go read all the books and then come back and watch this and you will know and understand how I feel as I'm speaking these words to you. Going into spoilers, I'm going to start with the end of Cress. At the end of Cress, they kidnapped Kai, the Emperor. They kidnapped him on his wedding day. That's incredible. And this book opens up with them, I think it's a few weeks after the kidnapping, and they're all just chilling on a spaceship trying to figure out what they want to do and what their next plan of action is. There is war raging on Earth because of what's going on. There is so much war, and they're starting to attack the palace in New Beijing, and it's freaking ridiculous. And Levana has sent her mutant soldiers on a rampage on Earth. Levana just wants to take over Earth. That's what she wants. And eventually Kai gets the point across to Cinder that he needs to go help his people and cannot be stuck on the ship anymore. He loves it on the ship and he loves being with Cinder and everybody, but he can't stay there when his people are in the midst of a war. They stage his return, and he ends up talking to Levana and rescheduling the wedding, and they decide to have it on Luna, which kind of brings in the whole, oh, we're gonna be in space the entire time theme. And while all this is happening, we're getting a few not flashbacks, but I guess I can only explain this way because this book is in third person point of view, but we're kind of getting different point of view changes. That's the only way I can explain it. Really, we're going from scenes with Cinder and Cress and Scarlet and Thorn. Wait, Scarlet was captured. We're going with scenes with Cinder, Cress, Wolf, and Thorn, and then we're switching to scenes with Winter, which is who the book is named after. Then we're seeing scenes with Winter and Jason and how she's dealing with Jason's return and how Jason is dealing with Winter. And it's all really weird because Winter has not used her glamour in years, so she's going a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in the head. She's just losing her mind from not using her glamour. And Cinder is finding a way to get onto Luna. She wants to start a revolution because of her being Princess Celine. She wants to overthrow Levana, and Levana is a tyrant who has just abused so much of her power, and she's also gone crazy with power, and she's obsessed with controlling her people, and she thinks she's doing what's best for her people, but she's not. She's so horrible. It's kind of like the vibe that I was getting from the whole revolution thing was Hunger Games. I was getting a big Mockingjay vibe just from the revolution aspect, because she's going to all these different sectors, these outer sectors, who are tired of Levana, and she's telling them, you know, hey, I'm Princess Celine, and we're going to overthrow Levana. Join me. And I'm just getting a big Hunger Games vibe from all of this, which is great. Because, I mean, there was so much action going on within the first 300 pages of this book that I wanted to know what was going to happen the last 500 pages. This is an 824 page book, and so much action was packed into just the first 300 pages. Somewhere in between pages 300 and 450, Cinder gets herself captured. And Wolf is captured along with her. And I literally thought she was going to die. But it's like, what are they going to do with the next 500 pages? They can't just kill her off. This is not Allegiant. And then we see two characters I did not expect to see. Well, I kind of expected it, but I wasn't expecting the way that we were introduced to them again. Which was Adri and Pearl. Cinder's stepmother and stepsister. I hate these people so much. And the way we were introduced to them again was not the way I was expecting, because Levana decided to capture them thinking that they broke the law. Well, they kind of did. They kind of did deserve the trial that they were given, in a sense. I don't like these characters, first of all. Let's start with that. I don't like those two. And Levana, they gave, I don't remember this in Crest, but they gave Cinder their wedding invitations, which got them into the wedding to be able to kidnap Kai. So they were kidnapped, prisoned, and were held on trial for basically treason. And even when Adri is as scared as she was and didn't know what was happening, she still hated Cinder. Mostly because she just wanted to stay on Levana's good side, which I suppose, yeah, but she still just hated Cinder, and I don't understand why. Just because you think she ruined your life, she didn't ruin your life, you ruined hers, basically. And the entire time these trials are going on, because it's Adri's and then it is Cinder's, I am so scared that Cinder is going to die in this. And I'm so scared. But instead, she basically starts a revolution again. Like 2 times over, she starts a revolution. And a huge fight breaks out. Huge. And Cinder manages, her cyborg brain pieces together what Levana really looks like. And that is a key component in her revolution and what just brings down Levana. Because Levana prides herself on being the most beautiful queen. And while she is actually really ugly. If you've read Fairest, we know that she's what happened to her, what Queen Shanari did to her. It throws her off. Because Cinder gathers all of these people from outer sectors. She gathers an army of people. And she brings them to the capital, Artemisia. And Cress, who snuck into the palace earlier during the book, manages to get this video that Cinder recorded, her cyborg brain recorded, to play. And that just, every citizen sees it, every thaumaturg, every servant, Levana herself sees it, and she breaks down because she prides herself on being the most beautiful queen. But right after she gets that video recorded, but before it goes out, in the midst of the fighting, Cinder throws herself over the edge of a balcony into a lake. And this lake basically waterlogs all of her cyborgness. And eventually her hand and her leg are fixed as far as like being able to use them and move them and stuff. But her cyborg brain, the computer in her brain basically, she can't use it. And it's so weird seeing her as essentially a normal person and not having the computer in her brain or being able to detect lies or know what time it is, how long they've been walking, stuff like that. It's just weird. Now, I'm pretty sure, I think when Ferris came out, or sometime a few months ago, I said to Elizabeth, I said, if this book does not end with Kai and Cinder getting married, we're going to have an issue. And while I wish we saw a wedding between them, between Cinder and Kai, I'm not unsatisfied with the ending, because it was implied that one day they would be married. She implied it. Marissa Meyer implied it. So, you know, if we could just get like a short story about, or a novella about the wedding, can you please? At this point now, I'm kind of just all over the place with this book, and I'm speaking in clumps, basically, but I feel like my book talks are basically just explaining my feelings about the book, and whether I get my entire point across, most of the point across, whether I explain the entire book to you, it doesn't really matter to me. So I think right now I'm going to end this. I just wanted my overall feelings to be put out. On an ending note, I loved this book. It took me a week and a half to read, almost 2 weeks to read, but I loved this book so much. And I'm actually very sad that the series is over. I'm satisfied with the ending, but sad that the series is over. Now, granted, we still have Stars Above to look forward to, which is all the short stories, or all the novellas in one bound book. I've never read the short stories before, so I am excited to read this and be able to immerse myself in the world once more. But I'm sad that it's over, because this is my second favorite series of all time, Harry Potter being the first. But so this is one of my favorite series of all time. And, you know, you think the whole fantasy sci-fi element wouldn't work, but it does. It does. So with that being said, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, and that's all I have for this book talk today. So guys, down below, tell me if you read Winter, what your thoughts were on the book. And that is all I have for this video today, so I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!